Listen, can you hear it? And that whistle in the air isn't the wind.
It's 5 tons of screaming iron designed to erase everything you know from the face of the earth. 80 years ago, men your age were hunkered down in the mud, smelling hot lead, cordite, and fear, praying the next shell didn't have their name carved on it. They didn't have the luxury of a mental health day. They couldn't toggle off the Wi-Fi when the pressure became unbearable. They looked at the man next to them and saw death reflected in blown-out pupils. In that hole, reality was raw and final. You moved or you became dust. And now, look at you, sitting in a padded chair, climate-controlled, stomach-full, heart beating in total safety. And yet, you claim to be suffering. You say life is heavy because of a bad review, an uncertain future, or because someone didn't like your post. Let me give you a clinical truth. Straight from the front, your problem isn't too much pain. It's the lack of it. You are dying of boredom and calling it anxiety. You've become so soft that any friction feels like a grenade in your lap. You're a predator in a glass zoo, going insane because you forgot the rhythm of the hunt. You call this a crisis. I call it a betrayal of your lineage. We are living in the age of glass men, raised in greenhouses of comfort, fed by dopamine algorithms, and shielded from any real resistance. The result? A mind that, lacking a real enemy on the battlefield, begins to hunt itself. Your anxiety isn't a factory defect. It's a symptom of a life that's too easy. If you want to remain a victim of your own comfort, close this video now. Go back to your digital anesthesia. But if there's a shred of dignity left under that layer of sloth, I'll show you why your mind is destroying you and how to use the same psychology that keeps a man alive under heavy bombardment to save your mediocre existence. Let's dissect your life through the lens of survival. Your brain is a war machine, refined by millennia of scarcity. It was built to hear the twigs snap in the woods, to spot the glint of a bayonet in the dark. When you put that machine in a safe apartment with food apps and LED lights, the system glitches. Your cortisol, the hormone meant to save you from a tiger, is spiking because you're worried about your profile picture. You're using a tank engine to power a ceiling fan. The motor overheats, it vibrates, it breaks. Anxiety is just combat energy without a battlefield. In war, it has a purpose. It dilates your pupils and primes your muscles. It keeps you alive in the rotten peace you live in. It just corrodes you from the inside because you don't convert it into movement. Information obesity is your enemy. In a trench, choices are binary: move or die, clean the wound or rot. That clarity brings a peace you've never known, the peace of brutal necessity. You, however, consume the world's fear and wonder why you feel helpless. Stop lying to yourself. You don't need more time for yourself. You need less of yourself and more mission. A soldier survives because he focuses outward. The enemy, the comrade, the objective. You are dying because you're locked inside your own head, in an endless dialogue with a coward you fed. How do we survive when the sky falls? Not with hope. Hope is a dangerous word in a trench. We survive through the geometry of the next inch. If you want to break the paralysis, adopt the infantry mindset. A soldier doesn't plan the final victory while under fire. He plans the next step. He focuses on the texture of the dirt. He focuses on keeping his powder dry. Your life is chaos because you want to win the whole war by Sunday. Break the ground. If you can't master your mind for an hour, master it for 5 minutes of absolute silence. If you can't change your career today, clean your desk. Every task completed is an inch of mud taken back from the enemy. Discipline isn't a punishment. It's the trench that protects you from the emotional shelling. Understand this. Comfort is the anesthetic of the living dead. Seek voluntary friction. Cold, weight, fatigue. If there's no war outside, build a training camp inside. The cold shower you hate, the workout that makes you shake, the truth you're afraid to say. When you subject your body to controlled stress, you tell your brain that you are the commander of fear, not the other way around. Action is the only solvent for fear. Why did men on the front stay sane amidst carnage? Because information was scarce and vital. They didn't know what the enemy had for dinner. They knew where the enemy was positioned. You know everything and do nothing. You are a static addict. Your order today: cut the noise. If information doesn't help the immediate mission, it's trash. It's dead weight in your ruck. Silence is the headquarters of strength. The briefing is over. The wound is exposed. Now, you either apply the tourniquet or you bleed out. To honor the blood of survivors in your veins, follow this field protocol. First, the law of silent resilience. Stop complaining. Complaining is the anthem of the defeated. Every time you talk about how tired you are, you're digging your own mental grave. Carry your pack with dignity. Second, the shock ritual. Win the first hour of the day. A soldier moves in the dark. If you beat the alarm, you take the enemy's flank. If you lose the morning, you've surrendered your soul to mediocrity. Third, ownership. Stop asking how you feel and start asking who needs you. Purpose is the only cure for anxiety. Become a pillar for others, and your mind will organize itself instantly. You are the pinnacle of a line of survivors who crossed oceans, plowed frozen earth, and survived sieges where they ate their own boots to stay alive. They didn't have therapists. They had each other, and they had fury. Living a mediocre life is the ultimate insult to the sacred blood that gave you life. You are not a biological accident. You are a mission in progress. Act like it. You have two options. 1. Close this tab, forget everything, and go back to your infinite feed and comforting excuses. But know this: in the dead of night, your anxiety will come to collect the price of your cowardice. Option 2. Accept the call. Understand that the peace you seek isn't the absence of problems, but mastery over conflict. Life won't get easier. You just get stronger. Choose your side. Don't look for me in cheap motivational quotes. Find me in the weight of the iron you lift, in the silence of your deep work, and in the courage to look in the mirror without blinking. The comfort zone has been firebombed. The shelter is gone. The world doesn't need more sensitive people. It needs men who can carry the weight. This transmission ends now. Your mission begins the second the screen goes dark. Get up, move out, and never, ever retreat. Stand to, advance. Soldier, your first field mission starts in the comments. I don't want your thanks. I want your commitment. Type 0 relapse if you've decided that comfort no longer outranks your mind. By typing this, you are signing your enlistment papers. If this command echoed in your trench, subscribe and hit the bell. We don't produce entertainment here. We forge men. The watch never ends until the next report.